This meeting is being live streamed, I'm being told.
Hello and happy Magic Monday.
Meeting is being live streamed.
I'm told.
Woo-hoo, happy Magic Monday.
Happy Magic Monday. I'm going to pull up my video so I can see comments as they come through. Say hello to us. Let us know where you're watching from and who the heck you are. Oh.
Wow, was that me?
No, that was me. Sounds a lot like you though, huh? Get confusing around here.
That is a true fact. That is a true fact. So excited. You and I have already had an amazing conversation this morning, as we get to have the blessing to do just about every single morning about, we get to have these amazing conversations about downloads and awarenesses and awakenings. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and ongoing gifts from the giver that never stops giving, which is grandmother Ayahuasca.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, she just gives us a lifetime of conversations to have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we come here and we share them with you because they are so magical and they've added to the magic of our life. And so we're talking about being always in growth, and not in this exhausting way of like striving to be better, but it's just the natural progression of life is to be ever becoming, always growing in the process. One of my favorite coined terms is the process is the purpose, which is something we talked about. Because we have joked about how we enjoy just getting to the destination, the end result. And over the years I've learned through our own experiences, but for me, I downloaded through source that the process that you're in right now, life, business, family, whatever it is the purpose. It's not to get through it to get to the end. It's to be in it. That's the purpose of it. That is the point.
Yes. So we were talking about that this morning because I remember in my 30s saying, I'm not a journey girl, I'm a destination girl. If I were to choose a superpower, it would be teleportation. It would be getting there. And then, when I hit 42 years old, I'm like, holy shit, this was the destination I thought I was going to. And I have not enjoyed the journey nearly as much as I would like. Right. And so definitely journeying with grandmother Ayahuasca brings us to the presence and the awareness of our divinity, and the power of choice in being present in the moment. And the journey that we create, those present moments of choosing joy, choosing freedom, choosing self-love, self-reflection, actually, then the journey is as glorious as the destination.
Mm-hmm. It means that every moment on the way to that destination is as good and delicious and juicy as the destination itself.
Yes, there's no waiting.
Yeah, there's no waiting. That's so good. And so many of these downloads and shares come from sitting with plant medicine. And like I said earlier, it just is the gift that never stops giving, because I just this last week decided to have my breast implants removed on Thursday. And this was something that I had thought about for a couple of years. And my humanness could come up so strongly and be like, you're too young to take those out. If anything, get them replaced. Like my humanness who really cares about appearance and the personality and what people will think of me was really, running the show and throughout the last year or so has brought me to self-love and true health. And this is my particular experience. There's lots of people that have breast implants, and that is their form of true health and self-love. And for me, it was showing in this way. And so grandmother ayahuasca started seeding this explant, but not in so direct terms. Instead, it was in this deep unconditional love for me. And my humanness would describe it as her love for me, or the love of the divine or God for me. And that really supported in the times that maybe I couldn't hold that love for myself, was to be able to go into these circles, to go into these ceremonies and pretty much be like delivered to source, to God, and be so fully loved, no matter what I look like, no matter what I do, no matter who I am, no matter what my humanness decides to identify with. I'm unconditionally loved and supported by the universe, or at the time, grandmother ayahuasca, or the I am. And it really supported me in finding the courage and it supported me in supporting my humanness and finding the courage to unlock this identity that I had with breasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's key. And it's such a key point for all women, because we have been taught to identify our value, our desirability with our body and with our breast size. So it is so powerful to see you go from a illusory or a programmed belief, right? Because that's a cultural program. And to go so fully into that program. And then after sitting with medicine and getting not reconnected, because we're never disconnected, but increasing your awareness of your divine self, how you could then go, oh, I don't need this to prove anything. I don't need these breasts to prove anything. So that's huge.
Gosh, it is huge. I mean, you talking about my story is giving myself chills.
That's what I'm here for.
It has me thinking, because my daughter is 7.5, and oh my God, she's almost 8. Woo, closer to 7.5. Anyway, and so they have been, kept up to date on surgery and all of that. And Salem, 2 days after or so, she said, "Oh, you look much different. Can I touch them?" Now she's again 7, but my grandparents are in town and my nanny was over. My husband's standing right there, right? So I'm like totally on the spot. And my very first thought was the unconditional love I felt in medicine, right? In medicine, when I was being shown how deeply loved I was. And so I was like, oh, how can I bring this here? Because what I want to do is go, oh no, this is private or something, right? And I just went, yeah, sure, really gently. And so she touched my breasts and she said, those are small now. Right. And I could see my husband kind of like, go. And instead I said, oh, they are small and they're beautiful and they're perfect. And I'm happy just the way they are now. And she said, me too. And later my husband and I had a conversation. He said, oh, I thought maybe I should pull her aside and say, hey, that's not very nice. And I said, actually, it is nice. They are small. If you were to look at them the way that they once were, right? This is just her observation. And to put any emotion around her saying they're small is the programming. Right?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
why is it not nice to say they're small and beautiful? Like, right, the sizes had small, not good, big, good.
Right.
So even in that moment with my daughter talking about boobs, there was grandmother ayahuasca still guiding the way. Small is a compliment. Nice
Exactly.
compliment, right?
Exactly. Beautiful. I love that. I love that you pulled that in and totally de-storied it. right? De-storied it is so important, right? Because I remember, if we stay on the point of breasts, I remember about the same age, you had a stepsister, and that stepsister came out and told me and said, well, my mom's boobs are way bigger than yours. Right. And so it was this insult, and she was only like 8 years old. And I was just like, wow, this programming hits so early in a child's life.
Yeah.
And so you were in that program, right? And you stopped the generational, you stopped the, what is it?
Like the programming or
Yeah,
codes.
you stopped the program from going any further.
Mhm.
Completely stopped the program from going any further, which is huge.
Yeah, and it's a testament to having been with ayahuasca, because my first thought was like, oh, how do I bring that here? Even though I see my humanness in like a knee-jerk reaction, what can I bring here? And so, that journey from months and months and months ago was still playing out within my family dynamic, within the generational line, right? My grandmother is here, and this is happening, and she's here to support with that. And then my daughter is learning, oh, small and big are both beautiful. Small and big, my mom have both had, right? Like ayahuasca is still is always with us once we've had it, but still in my family dynamic months and months later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's so powerful. And I was going to share a little bit about how ayahuasca still is in me, right? It's not that we go have an experience. When we take our group to Colombia in July, right? Not only do you get the preparation calls and coaching before, but you get the integration calls as well. And so, yes, you learn to integrate what you know. And then, like, it's been since November since we've been, and my experiences and downloads still keep coming. And one of the biggest messages, not biggest, but one of the main messages I received in ayahuasca is that I am source. If it came out, I am source power, I am a power source. And then it was just, I am source power, I am source. And so that comes up every time, like, we still have emotions come up, right? Like I had an experience last week that brought up the painful little girl of not being chosen, of not being wanted. Like I'm not wanted, right? And then doing the work on that we talk about doing shadow work, doing the EFT tapping, all of that, and diving deep in those, what revealed was like, oh yeah, I'm source. Right? I am the power. And it was just understanding in doing shadow work and remembering that, oh, I can't have something I don't want. We are never having something we don't want. And it actually served me to have this feeling of being a powerless little girl who was unwanted. Right. And from that, it was like, oh, yeah, I'm always creating what I want because I am source. I am source power. And that came from sitting with grandmother ayahuasca. It's like, remember who you are. And we were talking about that today. It's like every day, every moment is going back to that remembrance of our divinity, which I would do before experiencing plant medicine, right? But it was more of a superficial level. I didn't know it then because I didn't know what I didn't know until I sat with grandmother ayahuasca, and I was like, the embodiment filled me with, oh, I am source. I am source power. Which doesn't mean you're not, people who think that can be egotistical. No, that is who we all are. And there is no ego in that. When you know you are source, when you are the power, there's no ego in that at all.
Yeah, yeah. And I think this really speaks to the type of people that we bring into these retreats, which are highly responsible, magical, powerful people that know their power. And they're like, how can I harness this? Right. As opposed to like, this is someone who is like ready to be the victor of their life versus the victim. Like, all this has happened to me, and this just, it doesn't work for me. And da, da, da. Actually, we've done amazing at attracting these people who know they're the victor. They know they're so powerful. So how can they now harness it? Right. And just by looking at the people who are coming to Colombia, we still have a few spots available, but same as the people from the March retreat is like, these are powerhouse people. They know they yield power. And so how can they harness it and start creating results in their life that they love, instead of being the victim to what has happened or what's coming, or any of that. So if these sorts of experiences speak to you, knowing that you are source power, knowing how to be guided by these plant medicines, even in your day-to-day life, and you're interested, we still have a few spots that we are interviewing for in July to go to Colombia to sit with grandmother ayahuasca. It is all inclusive, your hotel, transportation, besides the tickets, you buy your own tickets, but transportation to and from the hotel, and then the retreat center and meals are provided, as well as 4 journeys with the medicine given to you by very experienced shamans at their very own retreat center. This is the first woman shaman in Colombia. And so they will be dispersing that. I'm thinking of the word serving the ayahuasca, but you'll also have preparation calls before, so that your body, mind, and soul is prepared to sit with medicine, as well as the integration calls afterwards. So that really ground in. As you can see, I mean, we're talking about a journey that was in November and it's March, and we're still integrating, right? Still integrating all of that coming through. Wisdom came through for my little girl and for myself this many this many months later. I'm sure
Sure, years too. Yeah. I just want to say too, like, if you're interested in finally revealing what has been hidden from you all of your life, that was like such a major experience for me, is like finally learning what was hidden from me. Not that somebody hid it from me, but that I had suppressed it to my unconsciousness, and it was revealed to me with grandmother. And then I could release, I could heal, I could embody all of it, I could accept, to radically approve of all of it. And that in itself is just mind-blowing and so supportive. So Megan and I truly know that our path to heaven on earth is paved with plant medicine. That was good, huh? I was like, bam, 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 bam.
art that shows that. I could see it. I'm like, that's right. There's a lot of mushrooms around us.
Exactly, right. I love that. And so what do people do to connect
So
with?
if you would like to book a call with us, it's an interview process. So you'll be sent a few questions just so you already know the dates and that sort of thing. But if you want to hop on a call with us, see if you're a great fit, just put in the comments below Colombia. Okay, Colombia. And then Tori will send you some information in your messenger, as well as the link to book a call with us. And we will walk you through the process.
Yes, so excited. We look forward to talking with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye for now.
Yeah.